everybody. This is Dr. Vittorio Puente, el amigo de la gente, coming to you from my new office space in the city of Far, still serving the people of Far and the surrounding communities. Today I want to talk to you a little bit more about a theme that's quite common on my YouTube channel, and that is nutrition. But today, the problem is undernutrition and poor mental health. There's a relationship between the two, and recent research has shown that, for instance, people who have trouble sleeping or sleeping enough, that over time leads to greater risk for depression. Another research study has found that people with poor dietary habits, and that is eating a lot of fast food, eating a lot of processed food, not eating enough greens or leafy vegetables, can have greater impact on our moods. So that means that when we eat out a lot, or we're eating things that are packaged in boxes or packaged in plastic, there is a greater risk for not simply diabetes, but for depression. It can make our anxiety worse, and it can cause us to feel slow and lethargic. It also affects our overall sleep quality, which, as research has shown, creates problems for mental health. But not simply that. As we get older, there are problems with maintaining enough nutrition in our diets. Well, I know just simply on looking at my diet, for instance, I noticed that even though I try really hard, I have a really hard time keeping up my potassium levels. I'm normally around 50, 60, 70% of the daily dietary recommendation for potassium. Well, heck, when it comes down to fat, I don't have to try and I exceed that dietary level, that recommended level. I don't have to try and I'm going to exceed sodium, the level of sodium per day. But that tells me is that there are common foods in our everyday life that we consume, that we get the calories, but we don't get enough of these important micronutrients. Micronutrients are vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin B12, riboflavin. So we have to be more conscious of what we eat, more mindful of how we eat. And despite the fact that somebody is telling you over and over again that eat your greens, eat your vegetables, less fat, common culture pushes us to do that. And also the type of foods push us to eat that more often. I know somebody who recently had an extremely dangerous issue with very low hemoglobin. This person was very, very anemic and had felt confused, had felt lightheaded, withdrawn, more pain in her body. She was closing in on 80 years of age. And after the discussion with her and after having her rushed to a hospital with the necessary tests, was determined that her vitamin B12 was so low that it was dangerously low. B12 is important, which we know helps promote the production of hemoglobin, which helps and is the primary form of transport for oxygen to the organs, to our cells, and to our brain. And our brain consumes a large amount of oxygen. So when there's a low hemoglobin, there's going to be more confusion and greater susceptibility for not simply mental health issues like anxiety, not simply problems with sadness and withdrawal from important people, but it can lead to death. So my recommendation, if there's somebody in your life who's older, monitor his or her diet. they're going to give you a lot of problems. Like, I don't want to see the doctor. I'm going to be waiting too long in the lobby. Or I don't want to see the doctor. All they're going to promote is medications, which that last point might be true, but nevertheless, a blood test is going to be needed to determine if there's any fluctuations in the important areas of the person's production of important processes of the body. Also, determine how much they're eating of processed foods versus green leafy vegetables. Include a dietary supplement, like Ensure, for instance, or the HEB counterpart, that has strong concentration of the important micronutrients that you need, that a person over the age of 60 needs. In ourselves, who are middle-aged, we also need to monitor how much fat we're taking in, how much salt we're taking in, and where are we getting some of the more important nutrients like magnesium, the B vitamins, vitamin D. If we don't, all of these we keep our eye on. Now you can find anywhere online of diets, of foods that are loaded with these important, the micro or macronutrients. Macronutrients, by the way, are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, those that we consume in a lot of our diet. So then take in consideration, if you're feeling low and if you are feeling withdrawn, if you're feeling listless, pay attention to what you've been eating over the last several days. If you've been drinking too much alcohol, then you are urinating everything out of your system. If you're eating out a lot, then you are not getting everything that you need. Before you go see a medical doctor and before they begin to prescribe you medications to treat that symptom, treat yourself. Treat yourself to a change in your lifestyle. You will see greater benefits from that than spending 2 hours sitting in a lobby waiting to see a physician's assistant. Begin then by looking at what you take in before you put something else that supposedly is going to help you with that pain. Well, this is Dr. Vittorio Puente. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Mid-Valley Behavioral Health and Psychological Services, and check out my Instagram and our Facebook page for more articles and information that do highlight many of the things that I discussed today. And so until the next time, take care of yourself. So this is Dr. Vittorio Puente, el amigo de la gente, coming to you from the city of Far. Take care, everybody.